I'm looking forward to kind of savoring the moment. And it's and when you go to Italy or you go to almost any place in Europe, you get reminded that that's possible.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
All right, this is a little nerve-wracking. I'll tell you, push the right button, Scary. It's nerve-wracking because this is the first time in over a year and a half we've had a guest in the control room.
And I don't know how to sit. What do I do?
I know. It's very, very odd.
And then we remember he's no guest. He's Bobby Flay.
Oh, exactly. He's the pest.
There's no
guest.
Oh,
stop.
Our special pest host.
I'm so glad to be here.
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad to be anywhere, too.
I know, it's really actually very nice. You know, obviously we're all looking for some sort of normalcy, you know, every single day in one way or another. But it is what it is, right? Fight through.
Yeah, I know. It is what it is. And we have fought through it. And I was thinking on the way into work today, Bobby, what you and your business and your profession has gone through since pandemic hit and what we've been through. And the two are very similar, but very different in many ways.
Well, they are. I mean, obviously it's been pretty well documented what the restaurant business has been through.
Right.
You know, that said, I think that, you know, for a lot of people, it's been a really interesting year of learning, you know, with all these outdoor cafes and things like that. Like at Gatto, we didn't do that. We closed basically the first day the pandemic hit, and we never reopened the restaurant. We didn't do delivery. We didn't do takeout. We didn't erect like a brand new outdoor restaurant, which is, you know, when you walk around the city of New York, you see how creative people have gotten. It's amazing. And some of the restaurants, some of my favorite restaurants that used to have like 40 seats now have 400.
Yeah.
and I think to myself, how are you getting this food out? It's actually an amazing thing.
I'll tell you how. Grubhub. They order Grubhub, and Grubhub brings food from other restaurants.
Oh,
as a matter of fact,
interesting.
Our friend Rosanna Scotto, they have Fresco by Scotto uptown. Have you seen what they've done outside?
It's amazing.
When you get there, it
looks like you're in Capri.
Yes, you have lemon trees hanging above you.
So cool.
And what the funny thing is they have a lot of tables against the building, against the storefront, and then you have a bike lane, and then you have more tables.
Yeah.
So you're sitting there getting drunk, drinking martinis. The music is banging, it's loud, and there are bikes going 50 miles an hour right to the middle of your restaurant.
Well, one of my favorite restaurants downtown is Via Carota.
Yeah.
Okay, and they also have the bar across the street, Bar Pisolino. But now they have the entire neighborhood, of seats. It's like insane. They must have, I don't know, hundreds of seats out there. It's crazy.
Well, so, look, in the beginning, we didn't know what would need to happen in order to save some of our restaurants. And now we're seeing, and now, we don't know where it's going, but we're all together. So this is something Bobby told us before he came on here, something I thought was kind of strange. This is the first time in your restaurant career you haven't had a restaurant in New York City.
Yes, yeah. I've had restaurants. My first restaurant that I opened, I was 25 years old, Mesa Grill, in 1991. And I've had somewhere between, 1, 2, or 3 restaurants at a time in New York City. And, we decided not to reopen Gatto after the pandemic. We decided almost right away that we weren't going to reopen it. And frankly, our landlord was really actually very, very gracious in the whole situation. I know not everybody has that same story to tell. It's been tough, but anyway, listen. Here's the thing. It's like when something like this happens, especially when it first happens, you lay in bed staring at the ceiling, trying to figure out what you're supposed to do next. And then ultimately, I just stopped thinking about it and just said, okay, I'm not going to think about the past. I need to think about what the future is going to be, because clearly this is going to change everybody's future and path, no matter what. We didn't expect it. We didn't see it. But in one way or the other, it affected everybody and the way we're going to function, especially when it, in terms of obviously our personal life, but also in business as well. And so I started thinking about what are the things that are important to me. I've been working for 35, 40 years every single day, many hours a day in my kitchens, et cetera, shooting television, on and on and on. And it's almost like, where did the time go? And then when I started thinking about it, I'm going to do the things that are really passionate to me. So what are the things that are passionate to me? Obviously, at this very moment, I'm very, very passionate about Italy. I've been obsessed with Italy for like the last 20 years, almost on a daily basis, but I had never opened an Italian restaurant before. So I decided to open an Italian restaurant called Amalfi in Vegas at Caesar's Palace. They've been my partners there for like 16, 17 years. We had Mesa Grill, and we decided right before the pandemic that we were going to open this restaurant. And frankly, I wasn't sure it was going to happen when it hit, but they forged through, and we designed the restaurant during the pandemic, and now I have this culinary fantasy of my dreams in Las Vegas, and so that's really nice.
Look, I just want to stop you there because this is very important what Bobby's saying, because this applies to all of us. So many people, and I told Bobby at the beginning when he first came in, what good thing has happened during the pandemic is we have become very, very, very close to the people who listen to us, and we've been following them. And tragic, frightening stories have been coming through, but also a lot of stories of people who laid in bed at night, looked at the ceiling, and wondered, what am I passionate about that I've been neglecting in my life that I can now get to? Because I have no choice. It's either do that or do nothing. And so we're hearing these stories as well, just like yours, from different points of view. And it's the people who've harnessed those dreams and said, let's put them into action. Like Gandhi, for instance. Gandhi started painting. Now she has this art business going on.
Really?
Yeah. And now that's turned into a jewelry business. And then, we've all started cooking more. I mean, God knows we can all make banana bread.
Oh, my gosh. My banana bread is amazing.
Yeah.
You and everybody else's.
Yep.
I mean, banana bread is swept the nation. But I have to say, listen, I think we all are more thoughtful than we've ever been, because you've actually had time to stop and think about the things that are important to us. And so, besides being obsessed with Italy, the other two things that, if you know me at all, that are the most important things to me, obviously my daughter,
and your
Sophie,
cat, your daughter and your cat,
and my cat Nacho, and so basically I did things with them during the quarantine, so that coming out of the pandemic, they'd sort of come to life. So
what did you do with your cat? This is odd.
What did I do with my cat? Nacho started his own company called Made by Nacho.
Yes.
So he's feeding cats everywhere.
I've seen it in the store.
It's really, really fantastic. I'm so proud of him. He's an amazing.
Wait. Nacho has a cat food line?
Yeah,
it's called Made by Nacho. You didn't know this?
Yeah. Wow.
Oh yeah. No.
I'm a dog guy now.
No. That's true. When I brought Nacho here when he was a kitten, you were very jealous, but that's okay.
and now he has his own food line. I'm ultra jealous.
He's got his own food line, and it's been really terrific. You can buy it direct to consumer, or you can go to. He's in, I think, 1,500 PetSmart stores. It's crazy, and people, the pet parents really love it. It's great.
You ever look down at your cat and go, "If you only knew."
Right.
He knows. What do you mean, Elvis? He knows everything.
Bobby,
He did it all.
He's Nacho Flay.
What is he doing with his extra money, Nacho Flay?
Well, he isn't making money yet because it's a brand new company, and as you know, it's starting off. It only launched 4 months ago, but he's very busy packing boxes.
Sampling.
So you and your daughter now have your podcast.
Yeah, with iHeart.
Here at iHeart.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
It's called Always Hungry. It's so much fun to do. Listen, Sophie is the best. I mean, obviously she's my daughter, so I'm going to think that. But she's a journalist out in Los Angeles. She's on camera reporter for ABC LA. And it's really, really fun because we have such a fun, fantastic relationship. And, she has obviously a different point of view of things than I do. And we talk a lot. Listen, it's a very feel-good podcast. We're not talking about, hard-hitting politics or anything like that. We're talking about basically what we like to eat and like to do in life.
Well, that's what people want to hear.
Yeah, it's so fun.
So, again, look at that. Bobby Flay identified three highlights of his life. His Italian food, Italian cuisine, also his daughter and his cat, and now the three things that you're doing a lot of, with another cookbook on the way.
Yes, exactly.
Look, Amalfi. I got to tell you, if anyone's been to Italy, that it's the food. It's a
oh my
no-brainer,
God,
right?
So good.
You eat your way through there.
God, you know what? And that's another thing I've made, especially with all my zucchini growing out in the garden. That spaghetti Nerano, we make it. Can I just tell you right now? It's the easiest thing in the world, and you can actually have a creamy pasta dish without using cream. It's just pureed fried zucchinis.
I love that you know this dish.
Well, no, I've been there. I've eaten there. And then Stanley Tucci had it on his show. Then that made it.
Okay, yeah. I mean, Jada and I did a show. Actually, it's going to air on Food Network on the 12th. What's today? The 5th?
Today's the 4th.
Oh, the 5th is your birthday.
Thank you, Bobby.
Yeah.
I brought you a birthday gift.
Oh, you did?
Yes, and this is a very special book. Now, it is one of my cookbooks. But the actual book itself is really. I want you to read it. Okay, it's
Beat Bobby Flay.
It's the Beat Bobby Flay cookbook, which doesn't come out until September. Open the book and read it.
May I read it out loud?
Yes, you can read it out loud.
For Elvis, happy birthday, because you've been an amazing friend, And the most supportive of everything I do, I wanted to have you have a copy #1 of Beat Bobby Flay cookbook. Wow!
Wow.
So let me explain this to you,
Thank you
Elvis.
for always being in my corner.
Nacho doesn't even have one of
No,
those.
I just gave you the only copy I have. I'm not kidding you, because you know what? You've written a book before, so the publisher sends you the first book way before it's actually published.
Wow.
She sent it to me yesterday. My man Nate over here called me up and reminded me that your birthday was coming, and I was like, do I make him chicken parm or give him the book?
This is great.
So I wanted you to have. It's very important to me. You've been very important to me. This whole show has always been important to me. So I wanted to, I just wanted to give you one of my books off the shelf. That's #1 right there.
That's
So now I
awesome.
don't have a copy.
Well, hold on a second. Here's 18 copies of my book.
Book.
Enjoy.
This is number 676, 77, 78, 79.
Enjoy. Take all of them.
Thank you so much.
So is this the book they give you before they correct all the mistakes? in
No,
the
this is the
recipes?
first published copy.
Okay, so it's the real deal.
How
This
does
is the
it
real
smell?
deal.
I love the pages, how the
Here,
pages smell.
you
What
may
is
touch it, but you must give it back.
And also, you co-hosted the show on an occasion, which was really fun. I think you were with Katie Lee, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Hey, you know what? You have no idea how much this means to me. Thank
Really?
you so much.
Oh, that's so nice.
And you've always meant a mountain to us as well, and we'll always be in support of Bobby Flay. You know?
My pleasure.
Hey, so here's what you do.
Go ahead.
That zucchini you have in the garden,
Oh my God.
slice it thin, right? Put some oil on the stove, and just fry those babies.
We like to call it toasted.
Okay.
Because it sounds healthier.
Right, you don't have to do it.
healthier.
You don't have to put a lot of
Bunch
oil
of
in there.
lies.
But you know what? Get them almost to the point where they're brown, but not
Yes.
there.
You need that sort of toasted, nutty flavor.
Right. Take them out and put them on some paper towels and dry those little fried toasted zucchini things out, right? And then you could put it in the refrigerator overnight, or you can just immediately take half of those, put them in a blender, and blend them with a little water if you want, and maybe some herbs of some sort if you want. Then use that as your cream as you boil some spaghetti, and then put the rest of those zucchini pieces on top and just eat the hell out of it.
Well, I'll tell you the secret to that dish. There's 2 secrets to that dish. Lots of Parmigiano Reggiano cheese
Okay.
and butter.
All right.
Oh, yeah, butter.
And
Butter
that
makes
really makes it
everything
creamy. And like lots of fresh basil at the end.
Yeah. God.
Oh, man.
So good.
So at Amalfi, what we do is, because that's the you just described the classic spaghetti Nerano, which is like the zucchini pasta. But at Amalfi, we do exactly what we just talked about. And actually, we use the pasta water because the pasta water has some starch in it, so it kind
Absolutely.
of gives it a nice texture.
Let me guess. I bet you put it with some fish of some sort.
No, I don't.
What do you put it with?
We make a shishito pesto.
Okay.
And we swirl in it at the very last second, so there's that tiny bit of that green pepper bite.
You know, that was my drag name in high school. Shishito pesto.
Oh, I thought it was green pepper bite.
Yes, it was. I had many drag names. Hey, Nate, where's the tip? Okay, there he is.
Okay.
That microphone down there is called the tip.
Yeah.
Is it?
I just want to pay you a compliment, Bobby, because I went to Italy for a week. We
Yeah.
went to Positano, and we had, arguably, as you would probably say, some of the best food in the world.
Yeah.
We had octopus at several different locations. And I know Gatto is closed, but
Yeah.
every time we had octopus, I would look at Heather, my fiance, and say,
Not the same.
Still not as good as Bobby's.
That's really, really nice. Actually, you can now go to Las Vegas and have that octopus at Amalfi.
I'm driving. I don't care.
We sell 80 portions a night of octopus.
Wow.
I'm afraid there's going to be no octopus left in the water.
Nah, they'll grow more. Hey, so anyone who's listening who's in the restaurant business, be it in front of house, back of house, wherever, from your point of view, what is your advice? If that's something they're still passionate about, they want to stick with, but they're not really finding their footing, or it's people aren't paying them enough, or what?
I'll make it really simple. If you're not passionate about being in the restaurant business, you don't need to be in the business because it's a very hard business.
Okay, well,
Now-
but it's so hard for the passionate people right now.
No, it's very, very hard. And look, the bottom line is, especially in major cities across the United States, it's very challenging because there's less customers just because of the world we're living in at the moment. There are less people. There's less labor. It's hard to find people to work. Labor is very expensive. The commodities, meaning the food that you have to buy, is through the roof as well. And of course, the occupancy cost, the rent, has always traditionally been very, very high. So, listen, it's a very challenging business, but if it's something that you're passionate about, you will find your way through it. And there's nothing more satisfying than being able to take your passion and play it forward. And so to me, listen, I've been in the restaurant business for 40 something years, and I absolutely love it. Does it get more challenging seemingly every month? Yeah, it does, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing it. At some point, I'll open another restaurant in New York. Like in my dream restaurant, it's got 5 apps, 5 pastas, 5 entrees, a couple desserts, a great Italian bar, and it has no name, and I'm open 4 nights a week, and it's sort of living out the way that I want to eat today.
The 5 by
Yes,
Flay.
exactly. The 5.
I see. So it's
Cinque.
Yes, a much more simplistic way of
just really real. Look, I mean, I've had a lot of large restaurants in my life. Restaurants that have a couple hundred seats at a time, and where you do 400 covers, 500 covers at a very high level. It's really exhausting, but can also be incredibly satisfying. But when you go to Italy, the thing I love about Italy is not obviously just the food and wine, but which obviously is clearly well documented how great it is, but it's the way of life. Like when you go to Italy, you can watch like a local Italian sip an espresso for 3.5 hours and really enjoy themselves. Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't do that. It's like, we run into Starbucks, we get some big frothy thing and we down it and we'll move on to the next thing. I just, I'm at the point in my life now where I've kind of done that hustle and bustle, and I'm looking forward to kind of savoring the moment. And and when you go to Italy or you go to almost any place in Europe, you get reminded that that's possible.
See, that's the takeaway. This is what a lot of people listening to our show have done. They've decided to scale back.
Yep.
And, I don't even want to call it scaling back because it sounds like you're doing less. You're doing more actually with the things you want to do.
To enhance your life. You look at what's important. I think this has made a lot of people look at what's important and just kind of put it in different compartments. Does that make sense?
Right.
And by the way, everyone who's asking me, is his Bobby's Burger Palace coming back to Paramus, New Jersey?
It's not.
It's not. He said no.
Well, here's the thing. One of the other things that happened during the quarantine is that I rebranded Bobby's Burger Palace. Now it's called Bobby's Burgers. It's a brand new service model. We just opened one in Las Vegas. We opened one in Yankee Stadium, and it's just it was 13 years old. It needed a freshening. Yeah. And so that was one of the things that, when we talk about being more thoughtful during this pandemic, because we had time to be with ourselves, I mean, it helped me think about how I wanted things that I was doing at that moment to be different.
I know I needed a refreshing at 13 years old.
You did.
I did. Hey, good morning, Jennifer. Say hello to, hey, you know what, Jennifer, what's kind of interesting? You're our first caller for our first guest we've had in the studio in over a year and a half.
Oh, my God. I am so excited.
What's up, Jennifer?
I love Bobby Flay. Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you? Good morning.
I'm good. I am so excited. I will be in Vegas August the 18th through the 21st.
Okay.
And I have a reservation. First thing I did is looked up your new restaurant and made a reservation for Thursday the 19th. So I am so excited. I cannot wait to go.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'll give you a couple of things to order.
Here we go.
Okay.
Well, I mean, listen.
But okay.
Listen, I'm the host. I mean, not of the show, of my restaurant.
Okay.
And so I have I like to this is a handcrafted restaurant, Elvis. We make all our pastas in house, and I want to talk to my customers, one-on-one. So Jennifer, the buffalo mozzarella grilled on lemon leaves with the caprese relish is a really good way to start.
Oh man.
Okay.
Yes, very Amalfi Coast. And then I think I don't know if you were listening to Elvis talk about the zucchini style pasta, but we have our version of that. It's called we call it spaghetti alla zucchine, and it has a little shishito pepper. That's a good one. Also, What's so funny?
I'm so hungry.
Well,
I'm
that's
so
my
hungry.
job. My job is to make people hungry.
Damn.
Do you have like shepherd's pie?
We do not actually have a shepherd's pie, but then you have to. We have a fish market in the middle of the restaurant, and we have a fishmonger standing there. We'll tell you everything you need to know about the fish and how we will prepare it for you. So basically, you pick out the fish, and we take it from there.
Oh, I cannot wait. That's going to be the highlight of my trip.
Cool.
Make sure you sell a car before you show up.
Exactly. Right. And all the fish comes right out of the waters of Las Vegas.
Oh, how delicious!
No, don't say that.
No, we fly it in. It's just so amazing. Yeah.
How many different ways do you prepare a bronzino?
Well, of course you want to know about the bronzino, Scary. Of course. So bronzino, so you can have it grilled or roasted, whole or filleted, and then we have 3 different sauces, like a salsa verde or a red pepper and Calabrian chili pesto, or you can do a Meyer lemon caper sauce.
There you have it.
Meyer lemon caper sauce.
Crispy
That's my
potatoes on the side.
Meyer Lemon, one of the oldest gangsters. Remember from Miami years ago.
Did you write that yourself, or did somebody throw that at you?
No, Meyer Lemon. He was with Capone and all those other guys.
That's really good.
It really isn't. Jennifer, you have fun at Amalfi in 2 weeks. And
I will.
And you never know. Maybe Bobby will make an appearance. You never know.
Make sure you have an
never know.
Amalfi spritz.
Oh,
Will do.
Get lit.
it's
I
Vegas.
love you guys. I listen to you guys every morning, and I'm just so excited.
Thank you, Jennifer. You have a beautiful day,
Yeah.
okay?
Nice talking to you.
Thank you.
I have an idea. Since you've decided to come out with an easygoing concept, 5 apps, 5 entrees, a few desserts, a great bar, I think we're going to cut our show down to 1 day a week.
It's all about simplicity.
I'm so into it.
Oh my god.
So what are you doing to have fun? Are you going out? Are you getting lit? Are you still having a good time?
Am I getting lit?
Are you? I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, listen, here's the thing. I love wine.
Yeah,
and
me
I
too.
love cocktails. And every day is Sunday.
Sunday, fun day every day.
It is.
I mean, it's, it's part of, it's the new culture.
Yeah.
It is summer, so I'm drinking a lot of rosé.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm having a really nice summer.
So when will you be back in a studio again? Are you?
We're gonna shoot Beat Bobby Flay. Interestingly, just by luck, I shot 100 episodes in a row of Beat Bobby Flay right prior to the pandemic. So what you're seeing right now every week are brand new episodes.
Wow.
Wow.
It's
Oh,
crazy.
Really? I watched one the other day.
Which one did you watch, Gandhi?
It was some type of meatball, maybe like a falafel meatball thingy. Does that ring a bell?
Oh, was it Gigi Hadid?
No.
Oh.
You were competing against a guy with a ponytail. That's what I remember.
You remember
Okay,
the guy
that narrows
with
it
the
down.
I must assume
Got
if you shoot 100 in a row, they all seem alike after a while.
Well, I mean, yeah. So we shot 100. I'm going back in the studio in October. We're going to shoot some more.
See, when I was a guest on Beat Bobby Flay, I didn't really understand the concept as I should have. The concept is you go in and you give Bobby hell.
Well,
And I didn't give you enough hell. I'm going to come back and give you like searing hell.
No. What happens is my friends come on and co-host each episode.
Exactly.
And the idea is to give me a hard time about competing.
I didn't give you a hard time, but I gave you a hard time at the end because you overspiced your dish.
Did I win or lose?
You lost,
Oh.
and I felt like I felt like you tried to lose because
No, I did not try to lose.
it was like eating the surface of the sun.
What?
It was awful.
It was a jalapeno hush puppy. That's what I watched. It was some type of hush puppy.
Is that what you
Hush
watched?
puppy?
Ring a bell. Yeah.
No,
It's definitely
He doesn't even
possible.
I hate
remember.
everything.
he must have
Let me
shot,
look in the book.
he must have shot that one on another Sunday.
Oh my gosh. Wait, can I ask a question about celebrities? So, like, you're talking about Gigi Hadid and stuff. Now,
Yeah.
Paris Hilton has a cooking show coming out today on Netflix. Like, you being a real chef, what do you think about those types of things that pop up all over the place now?
I mean, listen, I'm all for it. If somebody wants to come on and have their own cooking show, be my guest. I mean, it just makes my industry like just bigger and better, in my opinion. I'm all
No,
for
they're
it.
going to poison us.
Well,
No,
Is
you're
it a
fine.
thought
Actually,
of like putting
actually,
more eyes?
I'll tell you something about Gigi Hadid. She knows how to cook.
Okay.
She's actually the nicest person. Have you had her on the show?
No, and no, I think we have. I don't know.
I don't remember.
But I've never.
Oh my God, she's so lovely, and also like she she knows a lot about making falafel from her family. Right. And like we were making falafel on that show, and she came over and she was like, "You're not doing this right." I mean, and she showed me how to make them, and they were better than what I made. Wow. I was like, "Wait, you're like the world's greatest supermodel, and you make better falafel for me? Get out of here!" She was great. We love her.
Oh wait, I've been handed a note. What?
The Thursday of the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Yeah, Scary needs a reservation, and I'm paying.
Dear God, Scary.
Oh my gosh!
You need a reservation where?
At Amalfi.
No problem.
Don't say so. Yes, so easily.
When is it?
Thursday, September 17th, I think.
No problem.
We're all going out for the iHeartRadio Music Festival. Stop it.
I need him.
I love how you wrote it down on a note and handed it to me.
And only Scary would shut
Scary,
down a show.
I have to tell you something. You know, when Scary goes to like the Bobby Flay Steak and AC or whatever, like, when we send him out things, he's always incredibly gracious. You know, it's like...
Well, I wish we could say it about when he goes out with us. Here's what he does, all right? And our audience knows this. If we go out to dinner with Scary, there'll be 6 of us, and then they know I'm paying, right? Big Daddy's always paying.
Yeah.
Scary will pull out the menu and go, we'll have every appetizer.
We'll have the menu.
Here's what he does, Bobby. If there's 10 people at the table, Scary will say, "Hey, does anybody like the calamari?" If one person says they like it, yeah, we'll get that.
Yeah.
Does anybody like that? Oh, yeah, we'll get that too. It's like all it takes is one person and we're getting
because the money just keeps coming in. I can't stop it. You know
Yeah.
how it is?
You gotta split the food. You gotta try it, right, Bob?
Absolutely. You got
Especially if someone else is paying.
Right.
Well, listen, here's the thing. I love filling the table with all kinds of food. Like there's not a single time when I go to a restaurant, whether I'm with 2 people or 10 people, and I don't say, and everybody goes around and says, as an appetizer, I'll have this, 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 and this. And I always say, and for the table we will have, because the table's always hungry.
And we appreciate that.
Yeah.
And
And it's really nice to kind of have an abundance of tables. So Scary, I appreciate you.
well, no, but he doesn't do it with the chef
But
bringing free dishes.
But when he's eating by himself without you at the table, he only orders 1 or 2 appetizers because he wants me to send him some stuff.
Well, here's the issue. Here's the issue.
Scary.
We need another Bobby Flay restaurant in New York. Let me go live to the tip. Yes, Nate.
Actually, that's a great idea. Why not have, like, in prison, they have those metal trays with the different slots. Why not have a ton of different food in there so you don't have to just eat one dish, Bobby? So it's like a ton of different items.
What are you talking
What
about?
are you talking about? And by the way, are you going to give us some prison stories?
No. I just know.
Hold on, I'm trying to get everyone.
So here's what I'm saying.
Let him speak, Scary.
To
What?
Scary's point, you go to a restaurant and you have to order one dish and you have to eat a plate of spaghetti. Why not have a tray that has a lot of different sections and a lot of different types of food?
That's called meat and 3.
Yeah,
That's
it
all
is
over the
meat to me.
South. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or what if you did, like, as they do omakase in sushi restaurants?
I went to Nakazawa last night. Have you been there?
No.
Oh my God. Here's the secret of Nakazawa, because it's a very high-end restaurant and it's hard to get a reservation.
Well,
but they have this
that's why I haven't been.
No, they have a little sort of bar cafe next door that you can walk in and you can just eat there.
See, Bobby's like that with me as well. I mean, I'd much rather sit at a bar than go to a formal restaurant. But anyway, I'm saying like omakase with Japanese food. You go in and say, we have one guy with shrimp allergies. Other than that, just bring food out. And you just start bringing tons of apps. And we don't question it. We just try new things. Let me write this down.
Isn't that the best?
This is my idea. I gotta make sure no one
What's your idea? Filling the table with appetizers?
Yes. It's
That's his idea.
friggin' brilliant.
It's actually with
Scary
Scary's
turns
idea.
every meal into a buffet. Every time you go out with Scary, it becomes a buffet, and you have everything on the menu in front of you. Nice.
I have no objection with that.
We call it being festive.
No, I
Right,
love
he is
being
festive.
Festive.
But he does it without asking, knowing I'm paying, and that's my point.
Right.
Scary, have you been cooking a lot more at home lately?
Yes, like everybody else during the pandemic, I learned a lot. And right now I got HelloFresh, and they send me all the ingredients. Everything is proportioned out properly, and I make a perfect meal every time.
Did you know Scary used to store his papers in his oven because he never used it? Now he took the paperwork out of it and put it in his dryer.
What kind of papers?
It's like
Ones that could
leftover
go
junk.
up in flames.
Right?
paperwork.
Yeah.
All right, look, we got to get you out of here. You're apparently we were told 8:20. It's now 8:21, and apparently
I'm totally fine. If you can kick me out whenever you want.
No,
but
no,
I mean,
I don't want you to leave. I'd never want you to leave. Let me just revisit a few things. Amalfi. in beautiful, beautiful Las Vegas at Caesars. You've got to go check it out. As you've heard here, it's a place that our life is lacking if we don't.
Should we go over the menu one more time? Just kidding.
Nacho.
Gary's going to order
Made
one of
by
everything when he's
Nacho.
there.
Made by Nacho, his cat. Flavorful ingredients that support your cat's health. Now available where cat food is sold.
Or madebynacho.com. Come on, Elvis. Give me the plug.
Beat Bobby Flay, conquer the kitchen. I do believe I got the very first copy.
You
right
have the
here.
only copy.
The only copy.
Let's get it right. You have the only copy, Elvis.
It's officially in stores in about a month, September 21st. And then, so we've covered those things. And
What about
Always Hungry podcast with Bobby and Sophie?
So nice.
Let's not forget those. Here's what we have to do. We do have to take a break.
Okay.
And then when we
Can
come
I
back,
bring Sophie by one day?
You can bring Sophie by any day.
Okay, when she comes to town, I'm gonna break in.
Does she have her own little plane?
No, but Nacho
yeah,
does.
It's called Greyhound. See America.
No, we would love Sophie to come see us. Absolutely.
Okay.
She's awesome. The two of you together are great. It's almost
Thank
like
you.
you're related. All right, must take a break.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.